What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well today on this Friday afternoon that I am sitting down to get this recap out of the way. Today was a decent day in the market. Very slow day in the market for me, because I came into the market with a short bias. I had a bias that the market was going to go down today. They always say that you shouldn't really have a bias on the market, but you have to have some kind of bias to kind of formulate your plan in the morning. So mine was short biased. Something else that I did a little different today. So I only took one trade this morning, and I actually went against that bias. I went long option calls on a trade, made a few dollars off of it, stepped away from the computer, sat back down, and I thought about a comment that one of my subscribers had made a while back. And they asked me if I trade options actually using the option chart, and had I ever thought about it. And I was like, nah, I ain't never thought of, or that's a lie. I have thought about it, but I had never did it before. So sat back down, I loaded the options up on my thumbnail watch list, and I ended up taking 2 trades while I was just sitting here before I was ready to get this out of the way. So let's go ahead, let's pull up TRADERVUE, and we'll look and see what we did today. Reviewing trades for Friday, April 14th. Like I said, took 3 trades, closed P&L $97. Netflix was that morning trade that I took. And then I sat back down a little while ago, took a trade on Apple using the option chart, and I took a trade on SPY using the option chart. So let's go ahead, let's get into Thinkorswim. We'll look at these charts real quick. I have SPY pulled up on my pre-market layout. And the first thing I notice when I look at this is, why did I have a short-term bias when the SPY was clearly in this hourly up channel? It was in the lower part of this hourly up channel. Market opened. I'm going to blow this up. It gives a decent 3-bar play right there. A decent 3-bar play, and it just rips flat out. So why was my bias short? That was half the problem this morning for me going in, because I couldn't do nothing. I just had to watch these things rip. And this right here is showing me that the SPY was clearly in an uptrend. Something else that I have come to the conclusion with is that I need to write down notes in the morning as I'm doing my pre-market routine. So I go through, I lay the charts out, I lay my trend lines, I lay my channels, I lay price action areas out. One thing I also need to do is take down notes based on what I'm seeing on these charts. Because when I switch over to my thumbnail watch list, I don't get the big picture. And one stock in particular brought that to my attention today, and that was Meta. So if we look at Meta, we see that Meta is trading inside of the weekly up channel. And again, actually Meta did have it's in just like an intermediate down channel to get back to the base of this up channel. But Meta was in the weekly uptrend and is also in an hourly uptrend. I needed to have that note written down, because even though I got this, so when market opens, I'll let you see what I'm talking about. So when market opens, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing these purple lines that's saying that Meta is in a downtrend, but it is not really in a downtrend. It's in an uptrend on the weekly and on the hourly. It's just pulling back within those channels. So would have totally changed my thought process on taking a trade on Meta this morning. But I'm gonna go ahead, switch this on over to the 3 chart layout, and we'll go ahead and get the last trade that we took done first, which was the SPY. It's the hourly there, and I'm gonna bring this over. And you notice I have lines on my option chart now. I got into the SPY at 89 cents. I got in right there on the SPY. My stop was going to be 10 cents, $79. If this came back down below this candle, I'm stopping out. I like that. This is almost like how I say I like trading stocks. My stops are clearly defined. So again, I'm in at 90, 10 cent stop. I only took 1-to-1 on this trade because I got out at 101. I got out right there. So I only got 1-to-1 out of the trade, but look at this thing. It has ripped since I got out. It pulled back just a little bit, never would have even hit me at break even. And it's up $50 a contract. I was in 2 contracts right there. Let's look at the actual stock chart real quick, and you're gonna see kind of why I got in where I got in at. So I'm getting in off of that candle right there, and I'm trading this just as if it was a stock, but I can watch the option chart. So this came up to the 50 moving average, caught a little resistance, and rolled over. Broke the 20. I got out right there as it was kind of coming back up, and it just continued flushing lower. Definitely left quite a bit on the table, but again, trying something different using the option chart to trade it. Let's look at Apple real quick. We're going to just continue going from the bottom to the top. So Apple, where did we get in? There we go. Now this is a beautiful picture. Again, you see I got lines on the option chart. I get in at 110. Banger of an entry. Again, clearly defined stop. Clearly defined. I could put my stop down here, or I could put it right here if I wanted to. This thing comes close to trying to stop it back out, but I'm in at 110. Stop is probably going to be, actually, no, I know where the stop was at, 105. Because I remember saying, all I got to do is give this 5 cents. If this comes back down to here, I'm stopping out. Look at what it does. Nice move. I'm out at 119. I have 4 contracts, so I'm out in that candle right there as it's rejecting and coming back down. Let's look at it. Excellent exit. Excellent exit. So when this came up and it didn't break out of the top of the channel, don't wait for it to come back down and keep going. Just go ahead and take that profit. I know in the past I was like, let's go ahead and try to keep riding the channel. No, take that profit. And then if it comes back down and goes again, then I can reset and do it again. But took this one solely because of the option chart. I wasn't even looking at the stock chart when I took this trade. Let's look and just see how the stock chart was looking. So I was getting in off of this candle right here, and I got out. Nice. Again, that actually helps me, because you know in the past I might have been looking to get out as this was coming right here. But looking at the option chart, I can trade that thing so much cleaner. And I probably was getting out a little closer to here on its way back up. But easy to read this option chart when it's liquid, when you're actually getting some nice formations on the candles. And let's go ahead, take a look at the last trade, which was our first trade this morning on Netflix. took this one early, so it's going to be over here. And this one, I wasn't looking at the option chart, so we're going to actually use the stock chart. And on Netflix, getting in a little early, and I kind of knew I was getting in early when I did that. And then I got out on this candle. But Netflix, only thing it was showing, let me do this right here, was just this little tiny narrow channel. Nothing really pre-market. You could tell, look, nothing's going on. But when the market opened, it got in a decent little intraday up channel. And my thought was, if it got back in this channel, I want to be a part of the trade. I grabbed 2 contracts and we scaled out. Got out of the first one at 154, got out of the second one, the next candle at 144. We see that this came back. It made one valiant effort to go a little higher. I was out at 159. It did go up to 179. So that's 25 cents per contract. Another 50 bucks would have been had if I would have rolled it up to there. And then this thing just tanked. Just tanked. So good exit where I got out at. Like I said, that would have been a tough ride to ride this all the way back down to see if it was going to go back up there. Could have just waited and got back in on this candle, rolled it back up again. But I was happy with that trade. And like I said, at that point, I was pretty much done on the morning. I was like, nah, I don't know about this. Something else we can look at real quick before I wrap it up and while we still on this screen. This is what these stocks have done this morning or today. All right, where was I at? Yep, so I was saying, if you look, everything on my ideas list since the market has opened is basically red, with the exception of NVDA right now, which is just switched green. But if you come over here and look, you see that Meta is red since the market opened. It's up 70 cents. Everything else is red since the market is open. And like I said, I just like to see that. Come up here. I have this kind of sorted to show what's up since the market is open. Let's take a look at PTPI. Yeah, look at that. Just ripped. Man, wow. This thing opened this morning at $1.41 and hit a high of $8.52. Banger. Banger. And you see it's up 600% on the day, and it's up 300% since the market has opened. So that's the information that I like to see right there. But as always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. Like I said, it was one of the gentlemen in the comments that asked me if I have ever thought about trading using the option charts. And I decided to go ahead and give that a try today. And I actually like it. So I'm going to be working on my thumbnail watch list to modify that, because right now it has the volume candle showing, and I don't need to see that. I just need to see price. I just need to see price. If I want to see the volume, I'll go ahead and look at my main setup. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up, and we will be back at it again next week. Peace.